Hello and welcome to a full walkthrough on how to generate a instant quote form onto whatever CRM system you're using. The use case of this would be if you have a company and you want somebody to be able to fill out a few questions about a product or service they're interested in. You can have them automatically generate instant quotes, and we're going to be using AI to help us do this. This is the finished product here. We have a basic company logo. This is going to be for a custom boat cover. And all you have to do is type in, say, 12 feet. You want custom lighting feature, I'm going to say yes. And you want delivery upon completion, I'm going to say no. Hit generate estimate, and then it'll ask the person for some information, like contact information. So I'm going to put mine in there. And then I click see estimate, and then it automatically generates a estimate based on the details that I put in. Now, behind the scenes, I have a calculator that goes through and checks the boat length. Everything, any feet above 10 feet, is going to automatically add $40. So there's an extra $80 on there because there's 2 feet above 10 feet. And then custom lighting features, I believe that is $250 that's going to add to that. And so that is where, or $230. So that's where it then generates the total cost there. And you can set the formula to be whatever you like, but this automatically grabs all this information, it calculates it, and then you can click download estimate, which will then allow the user to be able to download this as a PDF or print it out if they prefer. And has a bunch of information on here, things like estimates only active for so long, pulls in the date, and it just says it is not a fixed bid, additional fees may have to apply. So by doing this, you have now captured their information. You have the name, email, and phone number, and then behind the scenes, it will populate like this. Show you all of the information inside of Make.com, which then you can pop into something like Notion or Monday.com or whatever other CRM platform you're using. So I'm going to walk through how to generate this part of it. It's actually much easier than you might think. And then I'll show you how to connect it up to your CRM like Notion. So we're going to start over here at ChatGPT. We are going to paste in this prompt that I have written out, and that is this one right here. I'll have a link to this prompt in the description, but basically it's building a beautiful modern HTML form that can embed on my website that gives an instant estimate and it collects contact info. It should have sort of a floating look to it, with each question box being nicely formatted well within the floating box. The whole look should be very sleek and modern. I give it a company logo. This is just a basic company logo I Googled. And then I had a few requirements, like it must have a logo, has a clean, modern look, must send to a webhook. It's got to download the estimate, be able to download the estimate. It's got to have a color format that kind of follows the logo. It validates answers, so make sure that you only get valid content info like email and phone numbers and that kind of stuff. All the answer boxes must be formatted the same way, because I have an issue with that before, where when it's asking from some of these things, it would like do these questions differently, and so it kind of look wonky. And then it goes into different details. So it goes through different sections, 3 main phases or sections. Estimate details, where they populate the details of what they're looking for. Contact information, request that. And then it generates the instant estimate, and then it just goes into more detail in each of these sections. I have my questions outlined here. How long is the boat in feet? And then I have the formula down here. Multiply whatever number above 10 that they give by 40. Example, if I put 15 in, it should equal 200, because 15 minus 10 times 40 is 200. So you get the formula there. Add $250 if they have wanted a custom lighting feature, and then add $725 if they want to have deliver upon completion. And then no matter what, always make sure it's at least $500 minimum even if they answer no to the other parts of the questions. And then content info, making sure that everything is verified, and then formatting everything, making it look good like an estimate. And then I wanted to send the very bottom here to a specific webhook, and you can provide a custom webhook, which you can easily generate off of Make.com. There's a spot where you can create the custom webhook. So that's how you generate it. And then if we just hit run, you might have to do this in 2 cycles, but it's going to generate your HTML code. Now, how you can view this is you can go and find something like this, like codebeautify.org. It's an HTML viewer, or you just Google an HTML viewer where you can post your raw HTML in there, and then it'll give you a display of what it's going to look like. This allows you to test it and play around with it. So if we go into ChatGPT, it's generating the HTML which is hard to view, especially if you're not a coder or programmer. This might be not very easy to read. So we're going to copy this information once it's done. It always takes a minute for it to run. Let's go through the instant estimate section. It's formatting everything. Validating the information. Okay, continue generating. Validating the emails and phone number. There we go. It's asking the questions. And then it's sending the webhook to our particular web address with the payload. There we go. We have our code. And we can go ahead and view, see what this looks like once we pop it into our code viewer. So this is what it looks like by default. Paste it in, and we now have our estimate form. So the format of this is different than the original. It's always going to be a little bit of a different answer each time. So play around with the prompt to get it to look a little bit different. So I'm going to populate and test this out. So 22 feet, let's say, custom lighting feature, yes, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to put my name. I'm actually going to test this and see estimate, see if it happens. See what happens. It shows that I don't have a valid email or phone number, so I'm going to add those in there. It's the estimate, and there we go. We now have our estimate. It shows the total, and then there's a download estimate button. Or if we press that, it will allow us to save as a PDF. Again, the format's going to be always a little bit wonky, so play around with that as needed. But now that that's all done, it automatically syncs up with make.com. The way to do that is to click on this, go to webhooks, custom webhook, and then create a new webhook. In this case, I've already got one set up, so form filled out. Hit OK, and then we can run this module, get our answer because it's just not filled out. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to hook it up to our basic sales CRM. So we want to add it as a new lead in our sales CRM inside of Notion. So we're going to go in here. We're going to type in Notion. I may need to validate this, so I'm going to do that on my other side here. But actually, I might be able to do this without hiding any information. So we're going to say Notion, and we want to create a database item, create a connection. This is going to be a Notion public link. This is going to be my personal account, so Gideon Harris. Hit save. It's going to ask me to validate it. I'm going to say this is good, and I want it to only interact with my sales page. So I want to make sure you get the right account. This is going to be our sales CRM. Allow access. There we go. It's loading. Okay, excellent. Now it wants to get the database ID, which we can go over to the sales CRM, and this is our database ID right here. Copy that, paste that in there. It's going to load while it finds it. And then we're just going to map all this information in. So name, map that in there. Email, map that in there. Custom lighting, this is a yes or true, false, empty. So what we're going to do is we're going to map this. And we are going to go that. So this will map across, true, false, empty. Boat length is going to be right there. We don't care about tags. Delivery, we are going to put that in there. Sometimes if this may not validate it properly, so what we're going to do is we're going to write a custom formula in here that says if this equals to true, then equal true, else equal false. There we go. I'm going to go here. If whoops, I did that wrong. Equals true, then equal true, else equal, oops, true, else equal false. Okay, and make sure I update this one equals. Okay. Lead start time, end time. Okay, so this is going to be our date. So we want to capture the time of when this was filled out. So all we have to do with that is going to be format date, and we're going to go now. going to be month, day, year. We don't need an end time, so we can ignore that. And then phone number, put that in there. Estimated value, which is going to be our total. And then the status is going to be new. And we now have all of our information. I'm going to hit OK. And we can test this out by running this once. And if we go into our CRM and refresh the page, we should see a brand new lead. There we go, for Gideon Harris. We see that about length is that. Does not want custom lighting, do not want delivery. Estimated value is empty. We can always see why that is. So, okay, so it looks like this is not a true or false, it's a yes or no. So we're going to write some logic to make sure that that works. So this equals yes, then equal true, else equal false. And then the total, we want to make sure that that is going to be total estimate. Okay, so I mapped that wrong value. Total is going to be estimate amounts. There we go. You can hit save and we can hit run once again. We're going to go over to that estimate and we're going to hit back and we're going to see estimate. So we're regenerating it. There we go. We now have the new lead popped in here. Boat length, custom lighting, yes. Delivery, yes. Email, yes. Our email is populated in there. Estimate value. When they became a lead, June 20th, 2024. Phone number and status of new. And so now we can work it like a normal lead. Now, if we want to go above and beyond, we can hook this up to our Gmail account and get notified when a new lead pops into the system. So we're going to add another module in here, and we're going to call this, we're going to type in Gmail, and we're going to go send an email. We're going to send it to ourselves. So email in here, and I'm going to say new lead, exclamation point, and I'm going to populate the lead name. There it is. And the content. So this is going to be, we can use HTML on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back over to ChatGPT and we're going to ask, make me a nicely formatted HTML email with the information from the form inside of it. But instead of each of the mappable fields, want you to format it in this format because our format here is going to be a little bit interesting. See how it's 2.name like that? We're going to want to format it the same way. So it's going to be 2 dot and then the field name like that. So when we put that prompt in, it's going to generate a nicely formatted email. It's going to take a second for that to run. We can see, take a look and see what this looks like before we actually implement the whole thing. Okay, it's just about finished. Let's plug all the details in. Press the email information. There we go. Okay, we can now copy this HTML. We're going to our Made.com account. We're going to hit paste. And we are going to make sure that all these fields are mapped correctly. So these are going to be dark red if they're mapped correctly. This one's not right here where it says estimate date. So what we're going to do is we're going to format the dates and we're going to say format now to be month, day, year. There we go. And we're going to hit OK and we're going to hit save and we're going to run this once again. Now we're going to go back over to our HTML viewer. We're going to go back and we're going to click see estimate, which triggers the whole thing. It sent an email, and I'm going to open up my Gmail account and take a look to see what it looked like. Pull this up on the other screen and then hook it across. It's taking just a second here. Almost there. I'm not sure why it's so slow right now. There we go. Okay, so this is what the email looks like. We have a new lead. We have the details, belt length, custom lighting, delivery. We have the total estimate cost. We have the details. We have the lead name, email, phone number, etc., lead date, etc. So now we have our email that's sent out. And this is a fully functional system. You can just hit save on this and turn it on so that whenever anybody fills out this form, it will automatically send an email and add it as a new lead to the form. So we're going to go back and we're going to do that one more time. We're actually going to open this up in a new tab, and you can copy this HTML and then embed it directly into your website using something like Wix or Squarespace. There should be an option to put in custom code, and then you can import or input this directly in. So how long is your boat? I'm going to say, let's go with 35 feet. We're going to say custom lighting feature, yes. I do want this to be delivered. Hit generate estimate, put in my name. Actually, I'm going to put in a different name here. I'm going to say Jane Doe. This is going to be janedoe@gmail.com. Phone number is that. Hit see estimate. There we go. We can see the estimate comes in at $1,900.75. And then I can see a new email come in. Instant estimate has been generated. And inside of my sales CRM, I now have the new one for Jane Doe in here. I can see that Jane wants custom lighting, delivery, and I see the boat length is 35. You can also add additional questions in here if you like. I just kept the questions very, very simple in my initial prompt. So it was just super, super basic stuff. But you can add additional questions as needed. I just added these three. You can also add additional drop-down types if you like. So if you want to have a selection of products, you can have selected a specific product. Or you can add additional logos or color themes, etc., by changing the original prompt. So again, I'll have all this stuff linked in the description below, where you can find this specific prompt, where you can recreate it yourself and make modifications as needed. And then I recommend using CodeBeautify or CodeBeautify or something like this to be able to view the HTML to test it out, and then make.com to be able to hook the webhook up to your CRM and then up to your email address so it can automatically send out those email notifications to your whole team. And that is the full walkthrough on how to create an instant estimate system inside of your company that you can embed on your website and then integrate directly into your CRM and notify your sales team members. Thank you for watching.